Hello everyone, this is your host Sharon Berkowitz, and I'd like to welcome you and invite you to join the Sungates movement for love, happiness, prosperity, and spirituality. And today we'd like to share with you about the Genesis Key with our special guest and honorary guest here at Sungates, Ella Arbit. Welcome, Ella.
Thank you so much. It's a very precise topic that needs to be explained. It's an ancient key, and this key will be disclosed to our public. I thank you for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. And also joining us today is Debra Kocis, who will be sharing with us her experience of the Genesis Key. So what is so interesting to me, Ella, is how the power of this Genesis Key came about. And we'd love for you to share what that is.
Well, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's an ancient key. From Greeks' time, it became more profound historically. It didn't always help people, and Father tried to bring prophets to the power of that key. It's a purposeful key to accept love, but love and structure and prophecies always collided historically. But he didn't stop hoping for us. So that's the power of that key. A power of a creator is present with us all the time, but he's unable to help us. He's just living side by side if the key is not properly accepted. So from him, I wrote something via Genesis Key that he asked you to read out loud.
Yes, I'd be glad to read this.
Please do.
Okay. People's minds are so stringent towards real-time prophets for a reason of their creator. And what does that mean to you, Ella?
I will not explain in the program, but if I train in the key and he's hoping that I'm strong enough, not powerful enough, it actually collides if you're too powerful. But I'm a trained prophet. I've lived in the key for a couple of times. This key came with me again. And I want this key to serve at the level of light to begin with. What is light to me? Happiness. Now, it's a double key where Creator comes in during my lectures. On many occasions, people witnessed Creator above me, to the side of me, and Debbie came to my lecture. Just happened to meet Debbie on March 18th. She was part of the group of very solid people, I would say. That's the word of love that God just gave me. How solid? Well, enough to be intrigued by who is this woman. Well, Debbie, I don't want to speak for you. You have a heart, you have a mind, you have a soul, and you have a presence within. But I witnessed a beautiful birth of yours on the 18th. Can you share within like a word or two or maybe five what happened on March 18th in Chicago?
I can share even more because it was unbelievable. I've experienced love from where I don't know before, but with your guidance, Ella, it was nothing I ever experienced before. There was a complete enlightenment, a lightness, and profound love that was unbelievable. You saw me when I was there. You saw it. I didn't resist. I went with
you were glowing,
your guidance.
Debbie. You were glowing.
It was a complete love and happiness that I just never experienced before in this realm.
Our Father wants me to instruct you further. I just ask people to be present because I got instructions from God. They wanted 4 people. We had 4 chairs in front of the group to join, and I just stood by you guys. So that was a part of a creator. But some strings were probably attached to my heart, which I know is true. So it means that you were able to connect to the key. So 3 were, one was struggling, was not able to understand, a new soul. The best connection, and I'm teaching you further, happens when you know at the level of knowing beyond knowing, soul level. As an experienced soul, you want to the maximum, and yet there is more levels. So I can tell you, I can teach you further that there is a lot more. I stopped natural at that level when he was working with me individually, and I said, that's it? And I feel completeness and completion, and he says, no, kid. I was a little disappointed at that time because I was working 24/7 with him, 24/7. And I wanted so many other things. As a scientist, I wanted more. But the key is design. Love is designer quality that you can accept at a different level. So that's why we all have different experiences in love. Some more, some less, some refuse.
And I think there's also willingness to want to experience that as well, to step up for that wellness and to be able to receive it. And being at the soul level that you're at, they say, oh, maybe she's an old soul, or maybe you've done something similar to this previous and you may not even be aware of it. But we always have glimpses of things, what it would be like, of having that natural way of experiencing the higher self, or experiencing something that is beyond what we see here, eye to eye, our personalities, ourselves, like looking at ourselves in the mirror, seeing who we are. But really going beneath and going deeper into that, you develop this in awareness. And when you had that higher awareness, what were you experiencing in that moment?
Well, a little bit of a backstory is that consistently I read from my prayer book. I read from the Psalms, and I'm always asking for wisdom or peace or...
Okay, let's stop. Peace. Mm-hmm. You cannot think peace.
You have to.
So the higher self is for the spirits, for spirituality. It's an awesome part of us, but it's not the same. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a spiritual being to accept love.
No.
It's a different conduit. It's actually a structure. Love is a structure. That's why there is a biological key within me, because I go above and beyond of the expectations that he actually, as a prophet, put on me for this lifetime. And life is light. So I chose less light, but more love. But that is an abundance key. So looking forward and choosing forward, I would say be aware. It's not the same as higher self. It's not the same as wisdom, but an experience of love. As a clinician, and I'm a graduate of Dr. Andrew Weil's fellowship of integrative medicine, I would say experience and don't think. I would call for the soul to please itself with love that only God can provide. You cannot imagine it, but it's essential. It's so intrinsic within your health. As a prodigy, I know that you cannot imagine anything that there is there. And it's too far. No, it's right there in front of you. If you know that it's there, maybe you'll try a little bit more. So I'm hoping that with all of our experiences, with all our logistics within, we kick out everything and just streamline my mind. So, okay, I don't want to know anything. Can I just help me? Is the word help me, not give me. Give me is like logical. Mm-hmm. Help me. But in a tangible way where he can help you actually. Not demanding, powerful way. No, it's appeasing love way. Well, you have to have placebo kind of as well. It helps to be, I have a built-in placebo. And since Greeks, appease me, he was able to call on you to provide for his time with you. This is the best beyond rational experience for love with us. I would still stay within the realm of thought as he has to help us. It's his obligation. So, but he needs to be able to call upon us at the cell level, at the blood level. It's a structure. So I think clinicians, if they're listening to me, love me for what I discovered on behalf of our clinical staff wherever you are, you're a clinician, you're a psychologist, you're a therapist, whoever you are, we don't know until we know. So whatever is happening in medicine is so bizarre. That's why I began at that level where you don't need to explain, you don't need to instruct, you just be there for love. And love is healing. So I thank you all for your presence, for the truth that we are sharing, but we all are carrying some responsibilities towards our century, our mundane minds, and the quality of life that we're living. I'm for quality as a clinician because I stopped prescribing, knowing what he has to offer. I'm just waiting for all of my trademarks to go, God gave me to go through, and that's my wisdom. I don't prescribe anymore. I don't practice medicine. I refuse medicine as a skilled scientist. I don't want it. I'm a giver. I'm a heart. I'm pleased to have the active Genesis key within me, but he requested of me to leave medicine for the key to be positively influencing people. It was a nuisance to have and help people with chemicals. So he gave me a certain amount of time and he said, no more. Just release yourself from the need to get a paycheck from medicine. I'll provide for you.
And you are a terrific guide. I mean, on the 18th, it was something I've never experienced
It's so easy.
before.
It's so easy when I just don't entice anybody. And I protect myself. With all the help that he provides for me, you have to protect. Not know. My mind is always, what can I do for myself to be healthy? And my mindset doesn't exist. It's not a medicine. It's just a humane, powerful way of living every day until it's time for me to teach. Then I'm double protected. There are millions of guardian angels around us. It's their expertise. It's not my doing. I'm just compliant. I don't request of anything. I don't know much. He says I do. And that's powerful in itself. Maybe it's childish for somebody, but I'm a grown up in it. So at the end of our lives, he will decide who was a child, who was a grown up. Amen.
And you know, it's going beyond this. It's going beyond our traditional medicine. It's going above that where, you know, we're beyond the mind, where we're actually experiencing for ourselves what it is to have that love, what it is to have that experience of being peace, of being that, rather than observing it and seeing yourself go through that. You're actually in that. So there's a difference where you're experiencing the Genesis key and living that. It's almost as though I equate that to learning how to swim on the internet. You can't really experience it by looking at it on the internet, but being in the water and actually swimming for yourself. And so that's the only way to really experience it, is to enjoy that. And under your guidance, Ella, you provided that for many people. And Debra
Many times
experienced that. And I really appreciate that Debra came forward and to share her experiences.
Well, I would say, I'm repeating what God suggested. It's looking for love. His words, his instructional pattern right now, his love pattern, because love pattern connects. I will teach more about patterns. The key actually works with a pattern in a person. So if you want to activate your need to accept him as love, then what he said is true. Digest it in a quiet mind, almost like a sacred kiss. I'm kind of giving away already some information as a prophet of what to anticipate in the future and how it's done. Will be explained again. And I thank you all.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Ella Arbit, for joining us today at Sungates Center, and Debra Kocis. Appreciate you both being here. And again, feel free, please join the Sungates movement for love, happiness, and prosperity and spirituality. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.
I'm thrilled to meet you at this level of love, and happiness is our pride.
Do you want to go on to a second one? He can edit it.
Let's turn this one off. Let's have Michael do that,
Yeah.
and then we can do a second one.
Michael, Миша, ты можешь выключить?
You did great. That was fabulous.
До первого
It's okay.
слова запустили.
But you were here. And you did it.
Я не хочу выжидать, я не хочу выжидать. Я сейчас почувствую.
No problem.
So how long was it? We were
It
talking
was
for a couple of
less
minutes
than
already.
20 minutes.
Less than 20 minutes, and we did
by
a
a
perfect
couple
job.
of minutes.
It's only 13 minutes, 14 minutes.
So less than that.
So
Perfect.
people
Do you
will
want to
listen
do
to that.
one more? Or
Do you
no?
want to